Welcome everyone to our premiere episode of the Four True Crime Idiots podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Ruben.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Michelle.
Are you guys ready to do this podcast?
Hey, yeah, I'm excited to do this podcast.
Very excited.
This is very weird.
I think it's just too...
We're not recording right now.
Michelle has giggles.
Always in the beginning, because I never know what to say in the beginning.
I'm excited about this podcast, guys.
I'm very excited about this podcast.
Me too.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a very long time.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. We put a lot of hard work into this. What case are we covering today, guys?
Today we're doing the Gary Ridgway
The Green River Killer.
The Green River Killer.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm not excited by him.
Excited to talk about it.
Yeah. It's our first case.
This being our first podcast.
Yes. Please bear with us.
Yeah.
There's some great ones out there.
Gary Ridgway was an American serial killer in the Pacific Northwest. The media gave him the nickname the Green River Killer because the first 5 bodies were found in the Green River in Washington State near Seattle. It's been proven he killed 48 females.
48 total.
Although he's confessed to killing over 80.
So he's confessed to killing 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never been proven though.
Never been proven?
They all say that.
Well, did they find did it only find 48 females total?
I think they were just like...
Or that's just what they came across
with
during...
evidence. I think they go... What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, because I was going to say how you...
Yeah, like how...
to 80, but you can only prove...
80, 48.
Yeah.
So only out of... Okay, well, how many bodies total did they find?
4?
No. I'm going to answer a question. I think they found 49 bodies, I believe.
Okay. So they found 49, but at that time of his arrest...
They had 48.
They only charged him for the 48, and then later they were able to charge him for the whole 49.
Yeah.
Okay. But then now he's saying that... But he was going around saying that he killed more than that.
Yes.
Okay,
like every serial killer.
Okay. I see. All right.
The victims' ages range from 14 to 38 years old. Most were teenage runaways and sex workers.
Yeah, back then there was a lot of runaways, huh?
Yeah, they didn't pay attention.
Back in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s it was so different in the 80s because...
Yeah, I'm like, runaway.
Yeah.
I'm going to get an argument with my parents and run away.
Yeah, or they're just... I'm going to go hang out at my friend's house and just practically live there, and my parents are not going to...
There is a lot of them now. Runaways.
It was a lot easier to run away back then.
It was, there's no... A lot easier and harder to find because, you know, there was no cell phones or anything. I mean, even in the 90s, it was still kind of... Easy, you know?
Now you can track it with your phone.
Now, yeah, that's true.
A lot easier.
Last location, ping.
I always get tracked on my phone.
Who's tracking you, Mike?
I know who's tracking you.
FBI.
Hello.
Big brother.
Big brother.
Brother's coming to get me.
What do you do that they're looking at you, Mike?
His killing spree started in the early 1980s and went into the late 1990s. He was arrested in November 2001.
Took him almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Or over 20 years.
DNA finally got him.
Good old DNA.
Yep.
I mean, even in the 80s, at least they were smart enough to keep some of the evidence.
Right.
To get the DNA.
Oh, that's true.
I always say that's smart.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have a choice. I mean, in the 80s, everything was... Huh?
What made them decide to keep it?
I mean, isn't it pretty much standard to do it anyway? I mean, you have to keep the evidence of whatever you find, you know, as far as
like
DNA.
Stored DNA, like, how did they know it was going to be like a factor later?
Oh, maybe they didn't.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe they just didn't know. They just kept it there. Well, maybe they do that to all unsolved cases. You know what I'm trying to get at? Like, just to see if another victim happened to, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we have evidence DNA over here. All right, well, then why'd you ask, bro?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I always be smart. So.
I know, dude. You're always the smartest. Why are you always smartest?
He had 3 marriages that ended with divorces. His first wife, Claudia P. Morrows, from 1970 to 1972. His second wife, Marsha Lauren Brown, from 73 to 81. His third wife, Judith Lorraine Lynch, from 1988 to 2002.
Third wife was the longest, right?
Yeah, his third wife. Yeah.
Man, just imagine realizing you married a serial killer.
Well, okay. I was watching the Lifetime movie of it one day. Well, I can't. Well, I mean, I wanted to say, it's discussed later on, though. But like about him having, did he have a kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when he had, with his first, second, or third?
I think the second.
Okay.
The second.
In the Lifetime movie, he even picked up the sex workers when he had his kid with him. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's pretty.
That's messed up.
That is. Like.
How old was the baby when he did that?
Well, the kid had to be, I want to say, between 6 and Sean's age.
That's the way he would lure him in, right?
Yeah, like he was, yeah. I don't.
With the child?
With the child, yeah.
Yeah, I'm safe. You have a child.
He didn't look.
You're safe with me.
Yeah.
You know, I guess any woman who sees a dude with a kid are gonna be like, oh, okay, you know.
Yep.
Scary.
He was married to his third wife when he was arrested, Judith Lynn Lynch.
And again, I wonder what she thought.
Oh, I know, right? This dude was over here killing prostitutes and stuff when he was married.
Yes. Like, there was no evidence?
Well, I mean, as far as the wives,
not like.
Yeah, I mean, if he's married and he's coming in late, I mean, all he could say was out with the guys.
Right.
I mean, she's probably asleep or, you know.
I'm sure there was evidence. It's just he hid from the police very well or something.
Yeah.
He knew how to.
Unless he hid whatever he used to kill him.
Yeah.
And keep it, you know, from the way.
He strangled him.
He strangled him. Well, I mean, there's different ways.
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
don't get combative with me.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, no, I mean, like, with his bare hands? Like, he didn't use, like, ropes or anything?
He used, like, ligatures. Yeah, like.
Well, I guess maybe. Well, depending. What did he do for a living? Did it say?
Right on when he got arrested, he was a painter.
Yeah, he painted trucks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's what he did.
That was that in the Lifetime movie channel?
Yeah, it was actually. They showed it. No, there was a scene where he was actually at work doing it when they arrested him.
Yeah.
And I was all like, oh, wow.
He was actually at work.
Yeah.
Imagine working with him, too.
And I didn't even know it. Yeah. That's kind of creepy, though, because, like, they always say you don't know who the person is that you're walking next to or whatever.
Yeah. What if he was, like, weird? Strange?
Maybe, but maybe, like, in that, that's a strange dude, but he's a cool dude. You know what I'm trying to get at? Like, yeah, he's a little bit of a weirdo, but, you know, he's harmless until...
Little did they know.
I know. Until, you know, stuff pops up. All of a sudden, you're friends with a serial killer.
That's kind of messed up.
Yes, it is. Can you imagine? Right. I mean, how would you all react if you found out you were friends with a serial killer or you worked with one?
Well, Ben is kind of strange, you know? I'm watching you, Ben. I'm watching you.
I'm watching
I have my theories.
I'm watching all three of you all.
I think he killed most of his victims using a chokehold.
Chokehold. So like this from the back? Oh my God. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And none of his wives knew of the murders that he committed.
That can be discussed as a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't.
They must have not known.
I mean,
obviously they did know, but there was no signs, I guess.
I mean, they knew after the fact?
Well,
when he got arrested? Or did a couple of them knew about it or had an idea about it when they were with him?
Maybe the second wife.
The second one kind of had an idea?
I think later on we'll find out that he would, like, choke her.
When he would get mad and stuff?
Yeah.
He has one son from his second marriage, Matthew Ridgway.
And that's the kid that he used, right?
Yeah, that's not used. No, well, I mean, he had
one son.
Yeah, when he would have him and he wanted to. Can you imagine? The little boy, yeah, he was young though. Like I think he was too young to realize what was going on. Or he didn't know what was going on.
He probably told the son that's my friend.
But the thing of it is though, I don't know, I think it was when he was already divorced from the second wife.
But wouldn't even the prostitutes think that's weird?
I know.
Can you imagine? Well, I'm pretty sure they've seen the weirdest shit ever. You know what I'm trying to get at?
That's true.
They have to have seen can you imagine the weirdos they have to deal with? No way, man. But I know what you mean though, because I think if I were to see a kid, you know what I'm trying to get at, I'd be like, why you have your kid with you? I'm not,
this is strange.
Yeah, I would have been.
Red flags didn't go up in their heads.
I guess at that time, well, I mean, they need the money. They need the money, so it's just okay. Unless he told him, he's just, I'm going to put him to bed right now when we get into the house. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That could be true.
Yeah.
Gary Ridgway was born on February 18th, 1949 in Salt Lake City, Utah. His parents' names were Mary and Thomas Ridgway. He's the second born of 3 boys. According to some of his relatives, his home life was somewhat troubled. Relatives have described his mother as domineering and have said that while young, he witnessed more than one violent argument between his parents.
So they were like, maybe physical?
Maybe. No, physical.
Like his dad would...
Yeah.
Maybe it was just, when he would get mad, it was just like,
I always say it always starts off young.
Yeah, that's true. But did they ever discuss, like, how his brothers were? Or they're kind of like...
I haven't read anything about his brothers or his siblings.
Yeah, they never said, well, like, when he was arrested, they didn't interview them or anything. Were they even close?
How about the Lifetime movie channel movie?
Hey, I only remember bits and pieces of it. I don't know all of it. And you know what? No, they didn't mention it in there either. About
I've never heard any Lifetime.
Yeah, right? They never really, well, I wouldn't know if his parents were alive around then, but,
Probably just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Right.
His father was a bus driver and will complain about the presence of sex workers.
That kind of explains everything a little bit.
His dad would complain all the time.
So his dad, he would witness his dad beating on his mom, obviously.
Yeah.
That maybe the way he beat her was just so bad. And then he's complaining about the sex workers. So, I mean, if you put two and two together.
I'm tired of these sex workers.
I mean.
Back then they would call
what kind of bus driver was he? He wasn't a school bus driver, obviously, because,
probably like a city bus driver.
Right, and he just sees what he sees.
Yep. The prostitutes needed a ride,
Hey, they're people too, man. Just saying.
So he learned to beat on women and hated sex workers.
Yeah, from his dad.
You can't blame his dad, though.
You can't blame the dad for what?
With him killing all these women.
Well, I see what you're saying, though, because I understand, people have rough lives and stuff like that, and I get it, have a tough life, but that doesn't mean... Exactly, like, you don't have to turn around and just, because I had a crazy life and I had to witness this. Hey, well, I mean, okay, but you have to go around killing people for it, like, come on.
Yep.
Ridgway was a bedwetter until the age of 13.
I read and heard that his mom washed his genitals after every incident that he peed himself.
Oh my God.
13 years old.
I know, man. I know. As soon as my kids hit 5, I'm all like, y'all can get in there on your own and wash your own. Just go. Do it. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's pretty common among serial killers. Always been waiting until older age. What they say, you know what I mean?
13 though, that's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Yeah, for the bedwetting. Yeah. See, and they always say when that happens, where even they're at that age and that's going on, sexual abuse is going on. That's what I heard.
Maybe
because I've heard of lately that when they're saying like, oh, my kid so and so, it's like 10 or 11, still wetting the bed. Like they want people to pay attention to that because they're associating that with sexual abuse in some way, Yeah. So I mean.
That's just very strange.
But he's never said anything, right, about growing up if he was ever...
No.
Or maybe she was sexually abusing them, because why are you watching your kid at 13 anyways?
Right.
I mean, he's 13, well, you know what? He's 13. He can go wash himself. Get up.
Yeah, exactly.
Go wash the sheets.
He can wash his sheets, yeah.
He didn't have to, let his mom know. You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yes.
It's like...
He's just terrible.
I don't know. That's kind of weird right there, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Did they ever say anything about how the mom was with him? Was the mom always real,
domineering?
Domineering?
Like, controlling, I guess?
Which is another kind of, I guess...
sign?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or sign, yeah.
Yeah.
And as an adolescent, he had feelings of anger and sexual attraction towards his mother.
Okay, so look, I'm just saying the anger towards his mom could be because her fondling him every time, and he didn't know how to say no. We have to understand, even them being teens, it's kind of hard to even,
He had sexual attraction for
if puberty is hitting, his mom's touching him, It's like...
I'm sorry for laughing, people, but that's just nuts.
That is.
That's weird.
And he also fantasized of killing.
He has silent... Maybe... We'll see. Look. Between witnessing his dad and hitting his mom, his dad bitching about the sex workers, and then his mom touching him every time he wet the bed. I mean...
Like you said, puberty
kicking in, and him, like knowing it's wrong, but he's like, I don't know. I was never a 13-year-old boy, but, I mean... I don't understand. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't.
How were you guys when you were 13?
Normal?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think when I was 13, I mean.
Yeah, we weren't warriors.
Not having thoughts about my mom.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Unless he viewed his mom as the starter of the arguments.
Oh, true.
But she was a domineering woman. And maybe when, the husband was acting up or whatever, and she decided, she would always...
When he was 16 years old, he led a boy into the woods and proceeded to stab the boy in the ribs, which injured his liver.
So that's when he started...
At 16?
Being violent, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just...
Okay, because look, yeah. Well, I mean, he stopped wetting the bed after the age of 13? At 13?
So. I think that's what I understand. But what did the other boy do that he deserved to?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, not that everybody deserves to be stabbed.
Well, no. Well, like, how old was the boy? Did they ever say how old he was?
I believe he was 6.
Oh, yeah, well, that's...
The little boy was 6?
Yeah, well, this...
Nah, that was just him being... That was him being evil.
Yeah.
That wasn't...
That's it. He
wanted to know how... Because he was fantasizing about killing his mom. So maybe he was just poor little innocent bystander. Let me see how it feels.
And the boy survived the attack, if you're all wondering.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was a good thing he survived, because...
That's good.
That should have set off red flags with cops or something, at least.
Well, I know. He didn't get arrested for that?
Maybe he didn't...
I don't know if they had it back then, but juvie or something?
Yeah, like where they do, like...
Maybe he was just released.
Ridgway's IQ was recorded as being in the low 80s.
So he wasn't the brightest tool in the shed.
No.
Well, that's what they said, that his IQ was... You know what? They might have mentioned that in the Lifetime movie, too. I'm not going to lie. I think they might have brought up his IQ. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Y'all need to look up those Lifetime movies, man. I'm telling you.
Now that we've talked about his childhood, let's discuss his adult life. Ridgway graduated from Tyee High School in 1969. In either 1969 or 1970, he married Claudia Craig, who was his girlfriend in high school. He then joined the U.S. Navy and was sent to Vietnam, where he served on a supply ship assault combat. During his time in the military, Ridgway would have sexual intercourse with 6 workers on contracted gonorrhea.
He's even sleeping with prostitutes over there?
Yeah.
Did he kill any over there?
What? That's a good question.
That's a good question right there, because
maybe.
I mean, at 16, he was ready to kill that little boy over there.
That's a good question.
Maybe that's where the 80 comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, true.
That's true.
I just thought of that.
Yeah.
That's true. And maybe that's why he confessed, because it's another part of the game. They can't really do anything.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true, because it only recovered that 40-something. Because he would have been able to tell him, right?
Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Possibility.
That didn't stop him, though, because he kept having unprotected sex with 6 workers.
He just kept on going.
Kept going.
Getting diseases kept on going.
Yeah.
He
didn't care.
How? But this boy wasn't worried about STDs?
That's
and
right.
how did he not? How has he not? I mean,
it's
from the
crazy.
40 that he killed, and possibly the 40 or something over there that he killed, he did not. That's nasty, man.
He didn't believe in protection?
Nope.
Did he not care about the consequences?
I'm surprised his private didn't fall out, too. It didn't.
His dick didn't fall off?
This dude is a nasty man. Oh, God.
Very.
A little bit in my mouth. All right.
His marriage ended within a year. His family and friends described him growing up as friendly but strange. He got married again in 1973 to Marcia Lorraine Brown and had a son with her 2 years later in 1975. And his second wife claims to have been placed in a chokehold by him.
There you go. We talked about that before.
Yeah. So when that happened,
There had to be.
just when she kind of got an idea.
Maybe, well, I don't know if she thought it.
But did they ever say any of his wives had an idea that?
I haven't heard about that.
But
I don't think they did.
but look, I was right about him being friendly and strange.
Yep.
You see, and that's how he was able to. Because in the movie, the way he was portraying his character around
In the Lifetime
movie, but yes, in the Lifetime movie. But the way he was portraying his character when he was around, just
Yeah.
he did come off as somebody you would say oh, he's a cool dude. He's just kind of strange,
But They're all like that now, right? I mean, they're not now, but they're all like that.
Yeah, they're all like friendly. Like, yeah, like you couldn't even like, what? Him? Like, he was? But like Ted Bundy too? Didn't you say he was a real...
The Times Square killer.
Yeah.
This is his co-worker said that he was strange.
He was strange?
Yeah.
But he was like, strange, but like, you can just talk to him like...
It was weird, yeah.
And it's so weird though, because sometimes it might surprise you though too, because you might think it's the weirdos, but it's the average Joe over here that's the serial killer, so it's like you never know.
That's another good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ben?
Me?
Ben.
You guys.
Ben.
I like the way he told you guys.
Right.
Instead of just me.
Oh, he's just talking to you two. I'm not included in it. I'm not included.
He's kind of pointing towards you two.
He said,
I'm funny.
he went like that. He went like that.
His first two marriages ended in divorces due to infidelities by both parties.
They were both cheating each other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this dude's coming in at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean...
So they divorced due to infidelities, not getting beat?
She divorced him because he was cheating on her, not so much because she got beat by him.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying, that bit.
Yeah.
It takes me a while, too.
Like, what? I mean, when I'm zoned down.
But they were both cheating on each other.
Oh, my gosh.
And during his second marriage, he became very religious and would go door to door reading the Bible to people.
Really?
He'd also read the Bible aloud at work and at home. He insisted that his second wife follow the strict teaching of their pastor.
But they were both cheating on each other. Oh,
And he's killing.
And he's killing. And he's a serial killer who likes to kill sex workers.
And likes their services.
Oh, this
he's
guy.
like a very big hypocrite.
No joke. That's crazy.
Very crazy.
And despite all his beliefs, he continued to solicit the services of sex workers.
Oh my God.
This is wrong.
That's just wrong. And yeah, but I mean,
He's religious though.
Apparently.
God, this
Apparently.
guy. Obviously, he wasn't worried about God when he was killing these people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So his wife has to follow the strict teachings of the pastor, but not him.
Not him.
Not
It
him.
only goes one way.
I mean, she kind of did it a little bit. She was cheating on him too. I mean, it does say on the Ten Commandments that thou should not commit adultery.
Yes.
He wanted his wife to participate in sexual acts in public and inappropriate places, even in places where his victims' bodies were later found.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Okay, so what is but did he tell them that, or did she tell the FBI that bit?
I don't know.
Maybe the images they found.
What a weirdo!
But he's religious.
He's very religious. He's very religious, but man, in public. I mean, inappropriate places, even in places where his victims' bodies were found. But like in public, like
you just one sick.
But I wonder how long it took for that side of him to start showing before she even, because he had to be playing a really good part of being a normal Joe for her to
go on. Well, she probably went along with it, right? Having the sexual acts in those places.
Well, I mean, if she wanted to, I mean, I guess, maybe they did, because that's her husband. You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
But
gross.
It's just.
I wonder if there's something screwing her. If there's something loose in her head.
I don't know, man.
You don't like that.
Well, I mean, look, it all depends on what type of woman she is to be like, yeah, okay, I don't care. I'll have sex with you there in fucking public, and I'll have sex with you where in the public.
But yeah, it's her husband. So.
It's her husband, so I mean. But even if her husband, though, there's some women who'd be like, I'm not going to do that. Like, what the hell's wrong with you in public? Like, what?
Well, of course.
Oh, you want to do it in the parking lot here with no one what? Like, no, what's wrong with you?
Well,
you know?
Yeah.
But then there's some girls who are like, okay, well, why not? You're my husband.
I like the adventure.
Well, she's cheating too, so.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I know. I know that's my spot with my other lover. Next one. Wow. That's one crazy marriage. Yep. Just on the second one, they didn't really describe his first one, right?
No. Just that he was in Vietnam. having sex with sex workers.
And Ridgway admitted to having a fixation with sex workers and would complain about the presence in his neighborhood.
He's such an idiot. Why are you gonna go complain about him and then go have sex with him and then kill him? Like, you're dumb.
More hypocrisy.
I know.
Very. He's very, very hypocritical.
Oh my gosh. I hate the sex workers in my neighborhood.
I can't borrow it.
But I go in a nice room late at night. Y'all don't know about that.
They have good prices.
I bet he sees one of them and tells him shit and then circles back late at night. Hey, baby, how much? Man.
I can't stand that you're in my neighborhood.
Get out of here. Hey, I'll be back later. Be here at 2. But did he kill all of the sex workers? Like every single one? Or was it just like certain ones like he was just kind of like, you know what?
Just whoever. Just the girl he picked up.
So it was just any girl that he picked up. That's the one that like they're because you know how there's some that
maybe had types.
Yeah, like they had types and he would kill them, but like
I don't know about him.
Well, he had 14-year-olds and up.
Yeah, true.
So he didn't really have a type.
He didn't have a type. It was just whoever, right?
Yeah.
Even though he complained about the sex workers, he would take advantage of their services.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. And then again, he heard that from his dad too all his life. You know, but but like was his dad like that too, like complaining about not killing them, but like complaining about them, and then going and maybe that's why the fights always started because his wife wasn't stupid.
Yeah,
you know. Oh, you're complaining about those sex workers?
But she was stupid for washing her son's balls at age 13 or so.
No joke, man.
It's been speculated that he was torn between his lust for sex workers and his religious beliefs.
I love the sex workers. I love having sex with them, but I am really religious.
Hey, maybe he was telling them about the Lord while he was doing it.
Huh?
Maybe he was telling them about the Lord while he was doing it.
That's right. Maybe I wonder if that's how he was able to get him in to begin with. You know what I'm trying to get at? You know, do you know our friend Jesus Christ? And maybe you don't know how he learned him in there because, I mean,
you know what I'm
trying to get at? Like, let me save you. Oh, and then he did that.
Before we do this, let me talk to you about this.
Nah, dude, for real. This guy was something else. I was one sick little dude.
All I got from this was he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And a big hypocrite.
Big time.
Now let's move on to the murders, guys.
Throughout the 80s and 90s, Ridgway is believed to have killed at least 71 people, if not more, near Seattle and Tacoma, Washington. He later said he killed so many people that he lost count. As I mentioned earlier, his victims were sex workers and teenage runaways, as young as 14, whom he would pick up along the Pacific Coast Highway south.
Okay, all right. So this goes back to my earlier question about how many he. Okay, if it says to believe that he killed at least 71.
So do they believe him?
Okay, so
they just can't link him, I guess.
No, I guess they were only able to recover the 49 bodies that they recovered, and they were able to link him to that.
Yeah.
But they believe he killed at least, maybe not the full 80 he's claiming, but at least a total of 71.
Guessing so.
It was just charged with who they found.
And what they could prove.
They found, they would prove.
Well, there goes my theory. It was overseas.
Could have.
I know.
Well, it still might have.
They might have.
Maybe some of them, maybe a few over there, maybe a majority here in the U.S.
Yeah. Sorry.
Where is he? But where? Of course, near the river. Like, how long it stretches that?
The Green River?
The Green River.
Let me see.
So it was just more or less. It was more or less in that area. So he was just dumping the bodies there. Like, he wasn't dumping them like in.
The first 5 were
in the river.
In the river. Okay, the first is had them in different wherever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Green River is a 65-mile long river. 65 miles.
Wow.
So they only found 5 bodies there?
That's where he threw his first 5.
His first 5. And then the rest of them?
That's where he disposed of his first 5 victims.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how his name got dubbed the Green River Killer? Because, of course, he has to kill, 2 more to be considered serial killers? Or how does it say? What's that saying?
Now it's 2.
Just 2. Yeah. So they had... Really? It went back to 2?
Anyone
can become a serial killer now?
Well, you sound too excited now.
Well, no.
You sound a little happy.
A little happy there. But no, because it's just I guess how would we consider serial killer if you kill 2 people? It's weird though, because it's
they have to be random, people. They can't be related.
So like
I wonder what the criteria. What is the criteria?
I was say motive maybe, like same like the way they're killed.
So they can be related.
You mean?
I'm not sure.
So, well, no. I mean, I think they can be related.
Google now. We Google it, Ben.
3 or more. Well, here it says 3 or more. Maybe they changed it sometime along.
So it's 3 or more.
Yeah.
So we were wrong, people.
So it's 3 or more. That's what I thought. So, and then okay, I was reading down here, so I answered my own question. So I was going to ask. I'm not going to say it until we discuss it.
Jumping.
I am. I jumped the gun.
She knows the future, people.
I don't have.
Well, it says right here, while most authorities say a threshold of 3 murders, others extended to 4 or less than to 2. So I guess it's just
2. Okay, so I guess it's you're considered one between two body counts and up
or more, yeah.
And it's when it's being done for S&G, it's not for motive or anything, right?
not like a hitman
or like I killed him because he, you know.
So the mass murderer is not a serial killer.
Although a serial killer.
A mass murderer is not a serial killer.
Yeah, it's in one place.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Differs from a mass murder, spree killer, or contract killer.
Okay.
And it's just, they're...
Because they have motives?
Abnormal, psychological. They're just...
Crazy?
They gotta get off. They get off on...
Killing.
Yeah.
Killing.
And majority of his killings were from 1982 to 1984. Ridgway would show pictures of his son to his victims to get them to trust him into getting in his vehicle so they could lower their guard.
Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, back then, you know, they thought killers were
monsters.
Animals, yeah.
Like,
exactly. Ravaging
yeah. So if you're showing your pictures of your sons, you look normal.
Yeah.
You were just a normal dude.
Yep.
It's probably what he probably used with the younger ones, too.
True.
You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, I got a son, don't worry. I got you.
Yes.
He would engage in sexual activities when afterwards he would kill them with either his hands or by using ligatures. He killed a majority of his victims in his home, his truck, or in a secluded area.
You wouldn't even take him home?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's, because that's when, that one scene I was telling you about, he had his son with him and they went to his house.
Wow.
And I want to say, that he put the little boy to bed. Like, he had the little boy entertained. I don't think the boy went to bed, but he entertained the little boy, like, here, watch TV.
Yeah.
And
their business.
I think he did kill her there at his house. I want to say, like, he waited till the little boy was asleep, and then he, like, wrapped her up, and, I know. Can you imagine?
And where was his wife?
That's the thing, though. I don't think they were married at that time.
No, he was single at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They were already divorced?
Yeah. That poor guy, poor little dude, didn't know what was going on, what his gross-ass dad was doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know he was taking him home, too. I thought, maybe in the car or hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of the bodies were dumped in wooded areas around the Green River, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and other dump sites in South King County. There were 2 confirmed dead and 2 suspected cases in Portland, Oregon.
Wow. So they're by the airport over there?
Yeah.
Where's the security?
Portland or to Oregon.
Hey, so like, so when he took him cross state, that had to be the FBI on that, or the cops in that areas. So they had to kind of like come together, right? You know what I'm trying to get at?
I guess they.
Because if he was spreading him out in different cities or different counties,
I think he killed him in Washington and just drove him across state lines.
To confuse to what?
I guess they confused the authorities.
Maybe just so they won't get found.
Yep. Unless you had a trip to go to Oregon for.
And he would just leave the body there.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, when the cops from those counties or whatever found it, they would have to get a hold of the FBI. Because at this point, is it the FBI investigating, or is it just the regular cops?
I'm sure the FBI got
makes me look stupid.
But that's sad, though. When did the FBI join?
They did a psychological profile when the first 5 victims were found in 1982, and they didn't get officially involved until the summer of 1985.
Oh, okay.
After 2 victims were found in the suburb of Portland, in Oregon, so it wasn't until they crossed state lines when they got involved.
So once they discovered the bodies over there in Oregon, is when they decided that it was a serial killer that they were dealing with.
Yeah.
And they decided they needed to. Okay.
They didn't get involved. So they crossed state lines, and that's what prompted them to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in 1986, 10 additional FBI agents were assigned to the investigation.
Oh,
okay.
So 85, 86. Basically, across state lines, it gets a little, it's
federal.
It's federal, yeah. And then the bodies of his victims were often left in clusters, sometimes posed, and usually dump sites.
Yeah.
The worst one. And he would return to some of his victims' bodies and have sexual intercourse because he was a necrophiliac.
That's gross, man.
That's. Oh, you know what? That's what Ted Bundy did too, right?
Yeah.
That's nasty. What gets in their head when they do that? I'm gonna leave her here. I'm gonna come back later. Like,
how does that turn someone on?
That's what my point is. Like,
it's just
head problems.
Yeah.
It's a double. This guy was nasty. He's had unprotected sex since 70, I don't know what. I know. And then until now, obviously, probably, I'm sure. Oh, wow.
Did he at least use protection against with the dead bodies?
Probably not. If he
he's
wasn't
he's not doing it with live bodies. He's definitely not with the dead bodies.
That's gross, man.
Very gross.
He will later explain that he did not find necrophilia more sexually satisfying, but it reduced his need to seek another living victim, thus limited the chances of him getting caught. So it's more
like.
See, do you think that maybe that's what contributed for them taking forever to find him? Because if he was going back to having sex with them, and he was saying that that's the only reason why he was doing it was so because it was making him not go and
oh yeah, too. There's chance of getting caught.
Yeah,
picking up new people.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what I can do with her until the body rocks.
Gross.
That's gross.
Don't puke here on the set, Michelle.
I can't help it. This guy's gross. Okay.
Ridgway would contaminate the dump sites with cigarettes, gum, and written items from other people. Probably tried to throw them off the trail.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess DNA wasn't a big thing back then.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. Like, a lot of the cold cases back in the day are getting reopened now because of DNA. The DNA, but because now we have the equipment to catch it.
Yeah.
But before then, they couldn't do it.
Back to my point. How would they know how to keep it?
Oh, well, that's true.
Very smart by the detectives.
Like she said earlier, maybe it's protocol.
Oh, yeah.
To keep it, especially if it's not a closed case, you know what I'm trying to get at. But I think they just store it in a regular Joe Schmo box from what I've seen on the true crime shows that we watch.
That's true.
And in the 80s, I don't know. In the 80s, I'm sure in the box, but like if they find like a fingernail, like I don't know what they put it in. I guess plastic bag and whatever, just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Have storage.
Maybe the storage is like set in a temperature. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I'm pretty sure back in the day in the 80s they stored it like how they're storing it now.
Yeah.
But they just keep it. Boxes. Yeah, they just have to keep it until they're able to.
Well, now sure it's more modern. They keep them better. Back then,
But you know what?
Cardboard boxes.
Cardboard boxes. But you know what's an either better question though? Let's say, like, just not so much a serial killer in general, but like, say a murder happened and they're looking for a suspect back in the day. So, okay, we found him, but, you know, he's not confessing to it. And they have DNA. Yeah. Now, how did they do it back then to do it with the DNA? Did they still use the cotton swab, like, you know, how they do in some cases?
Yeah, they do that and they keep it
in little, you know, and that's how they did it back then and still do it to this day?
Probably.
It's a good question.
Yeah. It's very intriguing.
It is. I'm gonna go to our local Harlingen HPD. Hey guys,
I don't want to know I don't want people to know where we live.
Well, I don't live with you.
I don't live in Harlingen, people.
My local HPD,
in Texas.
And he also transported bodies across state lines into Oregon to confuse authorities.
So that's why he was doing that. Well, obviously.
Yeah, he was just messing with the authorities.
He did a pretty good job, too, because, I mean, it took him a while to find him. He did a pretty good job, too. Not confusing him, but, like, you know,
throwing him off
the trail. for him having a low IQ, he was pretty smart. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm trying to get at? You know, like, damn.
He must have been street smart.
That's very street smart.
Just didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
And on an interesting note, investigators interviewed Ted Bundy to help them profile Ridgway.
Oh, so they got him to help him.
Yeah, because there was, I guess in the movie, I remember it to pieces, and I remember them having to go and talk to him. And it was because they were having a hard time trying to determine what type of guy he was. I guess, like, profiling him. So the next best guy to go to who was doing that too was Ted Bundy.
Yep.
So, and he gave him the lowdown, like, you know.
Profiling.
Yeah, like that. You're going to look for this type of guy, and he's going to be like this, and you're going to have to do this, and you're going to, you know.
Yeah, what to look for?
Yeah, what to look for.
If any signs.
Yeah, because he was pretty much doing the same thing that Ted Bundy was doing, right? Basically. So, but, Ted Bundy was before him? Or they were doing it at the same time?
I think before him.
Before, because he's locked up.
He's locked up, right?
Yeah.
So.
There's actually a book on it called The Riverman. The Riverman, yeah.
How Ted Bundy helped?
Yeah.
Get a killer to catch a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You have to do what you have to do.
Time. Not Key. No, not Key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's OG.
Yeah. Serial killer.
So.
Well, there's H.H.
Well, not OG, but.
I was going to say, there's H.H. Holmes. I'll be like, well, they couldn't get H.H. Holmes because that was a long time ago, buddy. If he was still alive.
Shut up already.
Stop making the music.
They're my favorite. Fucking shut up.
Bundy offered his opinion on the psychology, motivation, and the behavior of the killer. He suggested that the killer was revisiting the dump sites to have sex with his victims, which turned out to be true.
Yeah.
Bundy also told investigators that if they found the fresh grave, they should stake it out to see if he comes back. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if they actually did that or not.
Right.
But I think it was just But I think at one point, I think Bundy got after the... No. I don't know how long he helped him, though, to be honest with you. I don't know if it was just
like
for that...
Help?
Yeah, like, I don't know if it was just like a little, like...
No, a little, like a visit or two?
Yeah, like a visit or two. If he was actually, like, you know, like, okay, well, like, this is going to be his next move, and...
Yeah. I think it might have been like a quick help, you know?
Yeah, like, this is... Wow.
He was right on some things, though, so...
Yeah. I wonder, too, when... I'm pretty sure he was listening to the news and all that. I wonder if he was, like, kind of worried that they were hot on his trail, too. You know what I'm trying to get at?
Who, Bundy?
No, the Green River Killer.
Oh, yeah. True.
You know, when they're discussing it on TV, I'm pretty sure he's watching it.
I wonder if they told the media that they were talking to Bundy.
Probably not.
Probably not. You just keep it on low, yeah. Yeah, because the Lifetime movie, I think it's based off of the Detective Point.
No, I know.
I'm always bringing because the Lifetime movies are always doing the true crime stuff. I'm telling you, Netflix needs to get on that a little bit more. Yeah, but I think it was based on the detective or the FBI agent that was in charge of the whole case. His point of view on how he didn't what he went through and all that. So he I think he was the one part of the book too.
I see.
But yeah, he was the one. So, but I'm wondering if this guy, when he was watching the news, he was like, "Oh no, did I clear everything up in that department? You know, in that dump site?"
He really didn't care. He was doing stuff there.
But seriously, but I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, what if his finger accidentally touched like a cigarette butt and just be like, did they ever say like exactly what DNA it was, or was it just like?
I think they did mention semen.
Was it semen?
I believe so. Well, we'll see.
Or was it a cigarette butt of his own? Because didn't he smoke too?
Oh yeah, they would do cigarettes. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. All right.
Ridgway was arrested in 1982 and in 2001 on charges related to prostitution. He became a suspect in the Green River killings in 1983.
So he was already a suspect in 1982. No, 83. Sorry, 83.
Yeah. They probably had the list of Johns, maybe.
So that's how he got profiled? Maybe?
Yeah. I believe I did talk to him a couple times.
Oh my gosh.
And he was able to evade him.
They could have saved.
I know. They had him in their grasp in 1983. And they let him go because they didn't have enough DNA. But then again, he was eluding them too, you know?
Yeah. That's sad.
Man, that's crazy.
And he also passed the polygraph test in 1984. Then a few years later, in 1987. So So, police took air and saliva samples from
Oh, so that's how they had the DNA.
Maybe.
Okay. So I'm guessing...
How he passed the polygraph test out.
Well, they say it's easy.
They say it's easy to do it if you're real calm and
collective.
Yeah, and like really be sure about your answers. And like be real like not be so like nervous when you're answering. So like, where were you on this day? It says that you were here on this day. Is that true? And be real like, well, yeah, I was there.
So future reference, Michelle will pass a polygraph.
Probably, I probably would.
Can you be?
Probably not.
No. I don't know. I honestly, yeah.
As soon as they start asking you the right question, your heart rate probably.
Yeah, I would have been like this. No. Well, yeah, I said there, right? I was there.
Wait, what did I answer before?
What was my answer previously?
Did I say yes? I mean, no. I'm old. My brain's foggy. I don't know.
No, I fell the other day. I got a concussion.
I got a concussion.
Yes. My head hurts.
I would have been like that night was a blur. It was one crazy night. I don't remember nothing.
His third wife said he would go to work early in the morning and speculated that was when he committed some of his murders. She said she didn't know of the Green River Killer because she didn't watch the news.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. Not everybody watches the news.
I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
But I don't watch the news, but I'm aware of what's going on though.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, yeah, there's no social media or anything,
right.
but I mean, there's newspapers. I mean,
she
people
didn't care about the news, you know?
People probably talk about it. She
Yeah.
probably just zoned out, I guess.
I didn't really care.
I mean, she probably didn't really at that point didn't care about this guy. It was just, oh, you're going to work so early in the morning?
Yeah.
Thank God, bye.
Well,
People aren't afraid
they didn't have a problem with each other.
They didn't? They got along real good?
I guess
People in the
they're still
area,
married.
people in the area aren't afraid. They ain't talking about it.
What?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, her neighbors aren't saying, like, hey, you need to be careful. Like, I get it. People don't watch, like I said,
Yeah.
I don't watch it, but I am aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
There I am studying my mom. Am I going to have to be afraid of this?
So your mom's the...
My mom's the one who knocks the fear out of me. Like, do I need to worry about this? Now you're good. Okay. And that's all the news I need to know. If I hear something going on that I need to, I'll ask her.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's okay. Okay. I'm good. So sad. The news is so sad. That's why.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Of the known 49 people he killed, 3 were killed while he was married to Judith Lawson. In an interview, she said that she felt as if she'd saved lives by being his wife and making him happy.
So she's like...
But he killed while he was married with her. So she wasn't
keeping him happy.
She wasn't happy him. No joke. By being his wife and making him happy. 3 were
not happy enough.
Not happy enough. I think even look, like you had said, because that's the longest, so maybe I'm not saying like she didn't make him happy.
Yeah.
And maybe she did satisfy him in the bedroom department.
Yes.
But he was in such a mindset as he was, it didn't matter how much he was in love with her. And, he was still going to do it. The urge to kill and,
Yep.
But I wonder.
And he's still having sex with dead bodies.
Well, oh my God. And then he's going home to her.
Sex with her.
Oh.
So she's not
poor Judith.
Happy that happy.
I wonder how she felt when she found that out. Oh, that's probably why she divorced him.
Well, you divorced him because
he was killing. Well, but there's some people who hang in there. There's some girls hang there with their dudes. No matter they can
like
right in front of their face, and they're just like
stay with Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
Oh wait, we don't want to talk politics, right?
No politics here, buddy. But you got my point.
Well,
yeah. So that's probably why she stayed with him. Well, and then I bet you anything. When everything started popping out and all the evidence and everything that was describing, she's like, the fuck did you went out, you came back to me?
How dare you?
That's
gross.
That's gross, man.
Well, she found out and then she said that she kept him happy.
And making him happy.
So she's still delusional.
Yeah.
She's very delusional. So it says here, okay, she said that she felt that she saved lives. Yeah. So she felt that the moment she married him, that whole time, from 1988 to he got caught, he wasn't doing anything. That he was going to work, coming home. Now, so she felt like early in the morning is when he was going and killing him?
I'm thinking so.
But how early in the morning, though? Because I don't know how sex workers
4.
work. Like, I don't know if they start popping up like at 6 o'clock in the morning and work all day or all night.
They have shifts.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, those ones that have like the pimps.
Well, yeah, I know.
You know, I'm trying to get
they have
at.
shifts probably.
Yeah,
How do you know?
I don't know, Ben. Don't you dare! Don't you dare accuse me of this nonsense.
But so poor thing, she thought
but she wasn't.
No, there was no one was going to stop this dude.
Nope.
How was he arrested?
The samples that were taken in 1987 were later subjected to DNA profiling, providing evidence for an arrest warrant.
Oh.
It was from the hair and saliva sample.
Yep.
But
what?
no, I'm just confused as to if samples were taken in 1987.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But why did they take forever to subject it to a DNA profiling, though?
Because they didn't have DNA.
They didn't have DNA testing.
Like not the testing, but the testing. Like the technology.
Yeah, it was science.
Oh, so they waited until 2001?
That's what I've always been intrigued about.
They had
They kept the DNA.
That's it.
For future technology to come around. It's interesting.
That is.
So that's how they they detect the save the DNA.
And on November 30th, 2001, Ridgway was at the Kensworth truck factory where he worked as a spray painter when police arrived to arrest him. He was arrested on suspicion of murdering 4 women nearly 20 years earlier after first being identified as a potential suspect. When DNA evidence conclusively linked semen left in his victims to the saliva swab taken by the police in 1987.
So it was from the semen. I knew it.
Oh.
I knew it, Michelle.
Okay, buddy. Well, I'm just like, but no, okay. It was from his... Ew.
Yeah. So they kept the semen too?
Yep.
From the victim, but they had his DNA swab. They had his saliva swabbed, right? Yeah. So they leaked it too? Damn.
The 4 victims named in the original indictment were Marcia Chapman, Opal Mills, Cynthia Hines, and Carol Ann Christensen. 3 more victims, Wendy Caulfield, Deborah Bonner, and Deborah Estes, were added to the indictment after a forensic scientist identified microscopic spray paint spheres as a specific brand and composition of paint used at the Kensworth factory. Specific time frame when these victims were killed.
Okay, so they found the paint. Samples of paint.
Samples of paint
on him.
Yeah, on the victims.
On the victims. Ooh, yeah. So he must have gone maybe after work. He was picking them up.
Maybe.
Right, for him to have the paint on them.
Yeah, and these were the 5 victims from 20 years ago.
Maybe the first 5.
The first 5.
Maybe. Another question, Michelle. Another good question.
Well, no, because...
I don't know why I sang that. Sorry.
Well, they didn't know much off top because he only got originally indicted for 4.
True.
Yeah. Wow. So he was doing it. Oh, but unless the paint was hard to get off, too. You never know from the clothing and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
So maybe, maybe not really a specific time as to when he was getting them.
Yeah.
But he had the stuff on him maybe just from the clothes, you know?
It wasn't very smart.
No, it wasn't.
Probably didn't know he was going to get caught that way.
Because, he drove a truck, right?
Yes.
Do people who work in that department, do they need to take equipment home or anything? Not really, right? Because it's there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about truck painting.
Right? Like car painting and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like...
It was on his clothes.
Oh, his clothes. So, maybe you're alright. Maybe after work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still fresh and it's still... You're able to, flick it off or, you know?
It peels off.
Yeah. Because I would think...
Or smeared off.
I would think... Not from his hands, though, because I would think...
His clothes.
Gloves, right?
It's microscopic.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He's...
Yeah.
So it's real small.
I'm assuming it rubbed off from his clothes.
Probably.
Maybe from when he's cleaning... Maybe he's cleaning himself off in the truck and they're, landing on it and he doesn't realize, he's leaving evidence. Or he's...
that too.
He's not thinking too much about it because it's like you said, little flecks. So, they're not gonna, it's not gonna. Then you have these workers, and girls who have kinky hair. Anything can get stuck in there.
True.
Yeah. Depending on what they're wearing.
This is all for part 1 of our Green River Killer episode. Please follow us, the 4 True Crime Idiots podcast, on all of our social media platforms. All of the links will be in the description. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and please come back for part 2 next week. Until the next episode,
always be aware of your surroundings.
Stay safe.
Stay vigilant.